So new season, and I decided to focus on my GT3 racing. And first up we have Zolder. As always, the first few laps are about avoiding chaos. I started near the rear and had to make my way up through the field. I was learning the track as I went, getting more and more confident, and a little too overconfident. So I had to go and repass a lot of cars. Even with no rear wing, I still had some good pace. And was managing to keep it quite clean. Dan had decided to join me for this race, but he hadn't practiced. And so in lapping me, he almost put me in a wall. Took on the longer race. The long races are about patience and trying to keep it clean. Definitely not about tapping other cars off the road. These two definitely had a problem with each other. The orange car did not like Advil apparently. One of the podium cars decided to put it in the wall here, which gave me a few more places. We're up into 6th. Of course, with pit stops it's hard to tell exactly where you are until everyone has finished. And coming out I had to battle through some more cars. Sometimes things got a little bit close. And I only just avoided a major penalty there. There were some faster cars coming through who had some early drama. And sometimes you just gotta let them go. And that meant I took P7. With Daytona approaching, the GT3s moved to the Daytona circuit. I hadn't done much practice at this stage, so I was still learning the track. As were many others. Here's one place where I lost the back end. And even though I had the brakes on the full time, the car still went back onto the track. That was some significant damage and pretty much had race over. But at least I didn't get deliberately taken out like this. So we tried again. And apparently that curve is dangerous. My confidence in the 24 hours was not very high at this point. But this is a longer race. And you definitely don't usually have that happen. Yeah, I don't know what physics was thinking either. Either way, I was trying to still recover and avoid the other cars as much as possible. I was trying to learn where to pass and where to bail. And sometimes you just have to be lucky. I don't think he even knew what was coming. And neither did he. And sometimes you just have to look like you're going to make a pass to unsettle the car in front of you. I was getting more and more confident putting clean laps together. And just to show you how hard that corner is, there's another person going off there. I started to get into a bit of a battle pack now, looking for a top 5 finish. And a back marker spun in front of the pack here. which closed us up even more. As the pressure went on, people started to crack. And I started to gain more and more positions. Yeah, second place bidding it right near the end. But I had to do my pit stop. Came out in 10th. And that meant time to go back through the field as the lights started to come on. In the end, this is a battle for 4th. And I was doing my best to overtake, but he was doing a great job defending. But right near the end, he made one little mistake. And that gave me P4. And I just couldn't take P3 on the line. I had to do my short race now after the last one's disaster. And a few spinning cars early I had to avoid in order to not have the same result. Eventually, the race settled down, and I worked on overtakes, positioning the car, and trying to keep out of trouble. Starting to get very confident in the turn 1 too. The hardest thing in racing is putting up the pressure of a car behind. And one little mistake can put you in the wall. So I managed to take 4th once again. Finally, I decided to do one single-seater race because it was at Bathurst, and being an Australian, it's a home track. I was racing in a higher split than I usually am in, and so I was just trying to keep it clean around the other faster cars. The race itself was actually quite clean, there wasn't too many big incidents. Of course, you have the odd stray one. But all of this meant I was just battling near the rear of the field. And I was looking good for a top 10 until I made this little mistake, which meant I fell back into the teens. And that was my first few weeks.